Otis.
Faith Schuler is her name. Good luck spelling. How old were you when you learned how to spell your last name? Because it took me about 12 tries to send you an email.
What is that?
No, I do have a story. One time I gave my signature on a wall and forgot a letter in my last name.
See?
Bernie.
Before you told that story, I was going to call that the worst interview question ever. But since you did mess up your spelling of your name, you know what? I withdraw my complaint with Otis. I was going to call that the worst interview question ever. How old were you when you learned to spell your name? Was a pretty terrible question. But as it turns out, you did. So never mind. I'm going to step aside.
This is Weird with Otis and Bernie.
Welcome in. We're getting pretty close to the end of season 3. And this is crazy.
That
3
seems
seasons
incredible.
completed?
That
Yeah.
seems hard to believe that we have done this for close to, it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah. And we're still friends after almost 3 seasons.
We do not speak to one another when we're not doing the production anymore. So I'm not sure if it, yeah.
I'm kind of happy that we're going to get a little bit of a break just because I love doing it. But I'm in the busiest season of my entire life right now with the ages my kids are at. Plus, March, April, May, June, July are always the busiest months of our year because my youngest, his birthday is the end of March. Then it's my birthday in April. My 9-year-old, he just turned 9. His birthday's in May. Our anniversary's at the end of May. The beginning of July, Britt's birthday is in June, my wife. And then July, Stella's birthday. So we're broke for like 4 straight months.
There you go. That seems very busy. Welcome to This Is Weird. You can follow us on the socials, and you can watch the podcast. You can listen to the podcast. You got a few different ways that you can do it. Well, the only thing we really ask is that when you find it, if you like it, that you tell other people about it.
Rate, review, share, all that stuff, please. Right. It helps the algorithm and helps us, just get the word out. I think it's a pretty good show. If I might say so myself.
I mean, I work on it, so yeah. So I did something interesting this week.
Okay.
COVID had us home for a long time, and my little one is in 1st grade.
Yeah.
And so she did not go to the building school until the beginning of this year, until the beginning of 1st grade. And
because she did a lot of homeschool and
she was at home for a lot of kindergarten, for all of kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything that she's experiencing for the very first time. And they lifted the restrictions in such a way that they did their very first field trip.
Those are fun. I remember going on the bus to the field trip. That was always a great day because you got out of all your classes and you got to go do something fun. She chaperoned?
She does not ride a bus to school. We walk to school, so she got to ride a bus. Yeah. But I chaperoned her trip to the zoo.
Oh, I always hated when my parents chaperoned. I was always like, oh God, my parents.
She went to that part where she's that age though.
Not
she doesn't hate me yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming. I think it's coming. It's going to happen.
Another 5-6 years, maybe.
I got a little while yet, but she still is enjoying herself. And so, so I took them, and to the school's credit, they get it. Like, they had a lot of people. They understood how to divide people up. There was not the cluster bleep that I thought it could have possibly been.
Yeah. So it was a good experience.
It was a great experience. I had her and I had 2 of her friends, and we had the entire day, just the 4 of us.
And we know your favorite animal, so you spent many a time, I'm sure, at the monkey cage.
Monkeys. Well, yeah, you got to look at the monkeys. That's they throw their own poo.
Not only
are they the best animals, but they're the funniest.
Yeah, for everything that they do, they're just throwing things, throwing their poo, swinging around on the vines,
looking at phones. Like they're great. Like monkeys are great for everything.
You've seen the viral videos that have popped up too, where occasionally, the monkeys don't care that you're there looking through a glass window. They're going to do whatever they want to do.
No, we've reviewed those videos. Yeah.
Yeah. If the mood happens to hit and you're walking your child through the monkey cage, there's a lot of explaining to do on why the monkeys are wrestling.
Yeah, the monkeys. Yeah, there's a lot of there was not an uncomfortable moment that I had to explain with animals while I was on this. Otherwise, I mean, I would have.
Or they when they pee or pooping right in front of you.
We did that. We did that. The kids The kids love the poop. The kids love poop.
Who doesn't?
And we were looking at the hippos, and one of the hippos took just a giant dump. And then the fish came in and ate it. And
it's nature.
It was the highlight of the afternoon.
It's the circle of life.
Do you have a couple of 6-year-old kids with you and they see a hippo dump and then fish eat the dump? Like that's gonna top the list of highlights.
I got to be honest. I wish I had the confidence of a hippo when I poo. Like, I get nervous if I'm at work and I go to a stall and there's somebody in the next one. Like
nervous pooper, a little bit of a nervous pooper.
Yeah. I got to wait. Or if you've ever been next to somebody when they're, having the more of the squirty type, and you just
the
hear
kind that sounds like you're cleaning out the bottom of a bucket.
You're trying to act like you don't hear it, but you're just like, oh god.
All right, okay, don't worry about it. Or I like to, that is one way to do it. Being nervous and being reserved and being conservative is one way to do it. I opt to go a different direction. I like to pep talk it out. That's right. Clean it out. All right, that's a good one. Can we do better? Can we do better?
I have been known to skip the bathroom if somebody's in there and just try to hold off until it's
everybody poops. I mean, really, you don't have anything to be embarrassed about.
Yeah, but have you ever walked into your work bathroom and caught somebody's like cloud that's still just hovering throughout the entire bathroom?
I have.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's Dave from accounting. Dave can really
he had the tacos.
Dave can really drop a deuce and stink it up.
I get it, Dave. We've got a Mexican restaurant next door, but
Christ,
come on,
Dave.
every day.
Where are you taking those business lunches, Dave? Jesus Christ. My God, Dave. What is in your colon? Jesus. I hope you made the sale. Good Christ almighty, Dave. Lord.
Do they have like the safari ride that through your zoo? Like, can you ride on the big
They
old
do.
truck?
We did not ride it, but they do have the safari ride. Yes,
those are always fun.
Those are fun.
The wild animals roaming around you, and there was God, what zoo was it at? Is it maybe the? No, it wasn't the. It was Disney's zoo.
Oh, the Animal Kingdom. Yeah.
And there was a lion sitting atop the rock. It was literally a scene out of The Lion King, and my kids were like in heaven. This lion was just sitting on top of the rock like the king of the pride. It was a cool moment. That was really fun. That was with the big safari truck.
They paired up my daughter and her friend and another friend, a little boy that she likes to hang out with. And I gave I ask you, is it weird that I had to pull the boy aside and give him a talk?
Jeffrey, come here.
I pull up Cody aside and be like, listen, here, you little shit.
Tell you something.
Let me tell you something. I will put you in with those monkeys, and they will never find you.
You know what lions like to eat? Little boys
like
in kindergarten.
6-year-old boys. You mind your P's and Q's, and we won't have a problem.
You touch my daughter's hand again.
You touch my daughter's hand again. Even when we're all walking and we all have to walk hand in hand, you hold my hand.
I stand between you and her.
I stand between you and her. I will. Let me tell you something. Come here. I will end you. I will feed you.
Back in line.
Remember a few years ago? When that kid fell into the gorilla thing and they had to kill the gorilla after he attacked the boy? I'll make sure the gorilla lives this time. I'll make sure that the gorilla comes after you.
Cody, Bernie, can you hurry it up here? Can you come back to the line?
Now you put a goddamn smile on your face.
And if you mention this to anybody, I'll kill you.
I will kill you.
That sounds like a Will Ferrell movie. Like when Will Ferrell's the dad, and I could totally see him pulling that off at a film.
Eyes forward.
There's a little boy in our neighborhood that my daughter, who is going to be 7.
Yeah.
Excuse me, going to be 6. She tells me like, daily, I have a crush on Bo.
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, no, you don't.
I can't.
You do not have a crush on anyone. Not till you're 37.
No, I can't do this.
But I figured one of my kids when I was that age, the one that was bringing teddy bears to the girl in my class, and like the suave. Like I fell in love when I was like 6 with the girl in my class. Amy was her name. I still remember, and we traded teddy bears.
Of course you do.
So I knew one of my children would be in the lovey-dovey phase, and unfortunately, is my 6-year-old daughter. It couldn't have been one of my boys.
They don't catch on to that unless somebody feeds them that.
No, I've fed any. I haven't fed any of that.
If they get wind of having a crush, they do not understand what a crush is.
She doesn't understand. No, she doesn't. Totally doesn't.
Unless somebody fed that to her.
And my 9-year-old is opposite. You bring up girls, he's like, "Oh, gross! Girls are dumb.
Girls are dumb and dirty and stupid." Right. My daughter did look at me a little while back. I think I've told you this. She looked at me a little while back and she says, "Daddy, yes. One of the boys in my class smells."
Oh, poor guy.
To which I explained to her, I go, "That's going to be the case until they figure out what Axe body spray is."
Right, of course.
Until they find that. When they're about 16, they're going to stop smelling. Then they're going to smell too much.
Too much. And you're going to be immediately drawn and attracted like the commercial.
Right. And by the time it will work itself out by the time they're about 25. So... yeah,
they'll figure it out, honey.
They'll figure it out. It's going to take them a lot longer than you. You were emotionally way more mature than most of the people that you will come in contact with.
This is weird.
I do have a story about a family that pushed their 6-year-old. Some people are saying they pushed the 6-year-old a little too far.
You could probably say that about me on occasion. Nah, I try not to, but
this has got you written all over it. If this were baseball.
Baseball dad. I want him to like succeed and go at it 190%. Like go.
What if you were marathon dad and you wanted to run a marathon with your kids?
I have a long
completed
distance
a marathon together with their son. They faced some backlash online, and we'll read this here with their response. Good morning, Will.
Hey, George. Good morning. 26.2 miles is a grueling run, regardless of age. So understandably,
I take a car.
I shit myself the last time it happened to me.
Listen, I got to go over 4 miles. I'm taking a car.
You got to explain to a 6-year-old what chafed nipples means. Chafed nipples.
Spectators at this marathon.
In a marathon, there's a lot of injuries that just occur because of your sweat, because of the fabric that's on your body, because of just wear and tear on your knees, your ankles, just everything. I've got a good friend, Ben Davis, who runs constantly, like marathon races.
Right.
Daily, he runs like a marathon type mileage, and wow, he tells me all about
it sounds pleasant.
Pain.
Whenever somebody tells me about it, it sounds way pleasant.
Like, you know what? I thought about running 26 miles one time, and then you told me that, and I was like, nah.
Are you trying to get me to not do this? Because you're succeeding.
So they made their 6-year-old run 26 miles?
Yes. We're taken aback at the sight of a young boy out on the course. But amid the backlash, his parents say it may be unconventional, but he wanted to run.
This morning, big controversy brewing over a little kid who ran a full 26.2-mile marathon with his family. 6-year-old Rainier Crawford crossed the finish line in last weekend's Flying Pig Marathon.
Yeah, but he didn't cross the finish line fast enough. You need to pick up the time there. Pick up the time. You need to make the time a little better. You were doing better when you were 5. You know what I'm saying?
His dad's just talking smack to him. Like, come on. This was worse than your time the other day.
Terrible.
You ran 28 miles.
Terrible. You ran Boston quicker.
You should be ashamed of yourself there, son.
In 8 hours and 35 minutes.
Oh, boo.
He would have beat me.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No way I'm running it in 8 hours.
I couldn't have run that in 8 days.
Right.
Parents and 5 brothers and sisters, ages 11 to 20.
Some of the training was like hard.
Yeah.
But like I fall sometimes.
Oh, scrape the knees. That's part of it. Yeah.
You need to rub some dirt on that and get back out there.
You stand up and you get back up there and run.
But
Stop crying. Nobody cries in running.
Nobody cries in running.
When I did one, it was like normal.
Rainier's dad, Ben Crawford, sharing on Instagram that his youngest was struggling physically and wanted to take a break and sit every 3 minutes. And when they ran out of potato chips at mile 20, he was crying and we were moving slow.
Yes, I would be out too, dude. I get it. I get it. We're out of potato chips.
Wait, if you don't have any chicken nuggets? No more chicken nuggets?
There's no more snacks on this run. I'm out.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
So I told him I'd buy him more if he kept moving.
I didn't know if he was going to be able to do it.
Yeah,
so
he's
to run along.
Right, because he's 6 and he has the attention span of a wall.
my children would not have. What is it, 8.5 hours he ran? My kids can't last more than like 15 minutes before they're on to something else. Their attention's gone.
And by the way, he wanted to run. You can get a kid to agree to anything for 3 minutes.
And chips.
Like you're just like, hey, you want to run? Sure.
Gummy bears and chips.
You know it's going to take 8 hours. Not so much.
Side of him to watch his little body. It's pretty mind-blowing.
The post sparking an
Is it?
cry on social media. Some even accusing the parents of child abuse. Even 2-time Olympic long-distance runner Kara Goucher weighing in, saying, a 6-year-old who's struggling physically does not realize they have the right to stop and should. Some accusing the Crawfords of doing it for likes, since the family has thousands of followers on social media. But it's not just the family under the microscope. This race's officials require entrants to be 18 or older to participate. It's
because they run a serious race.
So I'm torn here. I'm on both sides of the fence. It's a marathon family. This is what they do together for fun.
Right.
This is how they all train. This is what they do. I get that part of it. Yes, when the kid was like, I'm out, I'm done, there's no more chips or snacks, I'm gonna go sit down. Right. I think that's the point. You say, okay, son, I get it. Good job. You did great. And let him go sit down and you finish the race. You don't, I mean, yes, you want to push your kids a little bit in sports and just be like, you can keep going. But but a marathon, maybe just let the kid decide when his body is done.
It's a little bit like let's change out the word marathon for like acting or something like that. Just like, I made him go out there and be on stage and sing the song until he could like if you replace it with any other thing, it's a bit it's grueling and he doesn't want to do it anymore and you're making him do it. And by the way, you're projecting the thing that you like on him. Right?
Do we know, I don't think anybody ever asked a doctor or anything, right? Do we have a doctor that's weighed in on?
As they're telling ABC News, they
physically
knew
this does
we
to
have
a 6-year-old?
professional runners saying that it's probably not good.
Crawford would run the race despite the rules, and so they allowed the family to participate in order to try to offer protection and support if they were on our course.
Nothing we do is illegal. Nothing hurts anyone else.
Experts say children's growth plates aren't fully developed.
Yeah.
And this kind of strenuous exercise could be dangerous.
He's stretching because he has to run the race. Come on.
There's the statement that makes me nervous because we pay attention to that in baseball with my son pitching is the growth plates. If they pitch too much, they throw too hard, you can really screw that up. Yeah. And then they have problems the rest of their life in their knees or their elbows or whatever they're putting stress on. So you have to be highly aware of that.
See, I'm not on board with it. I think that they pushed the kid. I think they projected this on the kid, and then they put him in a position to want to do it.
I hear you.
If a child were to run a marathon, I'm worried about electrolyte abnormalities, nausea, vomiting, heat stroke, all these signs and symptoms that may not be that clear in a young child.
But the Crawfords.
Who was that? Was that the intern? Who was that speaking?
Say they'll only push their children as far as they want to push themselves.
I don't agree. I don't buy that.
We really care about our kids' emotional and physical health, but we also care about their agency. And if they want to do something and we, assess the risks and figure out if it's okay.
Did you assess the risks, though? Did you really think about what this is going to do to your 6-year-old running 26 miles?
I'm not sure. Yeah. He's, by the way, we could argue more than likely kid's in the best shape he'll ever be in right now. Like, he's a 6-year-old kid.
He's in better shape than I am.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he can bench press a lot of stuff.
Going into that realm, there are kids that have broken records with weightlifting and things like that. But I think
they do that all the time. Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah, you're in the same argument that are you pushing that kid his muscles and his growth plates and the things that are still progressing for his body, are you pushing them too far and causing damage that will, when he's 40, will he not be able to walk?
Again, I think that those type of activities are so niche that they have to be an extension of the person that's pushing them. The kid doesn't just like stumble upon loving to weightlift unless he's got somebody in his life that loves the weightlift,
I mean, you can't
Don't
fault
you
the
think?
parent.
I'm not saying it's not baseball. Like, it's not soccer. Like, they can fall into genuinely loving baseball. I get it. But they're not going to, like, accidentally stumble upon loving weightlifting. Come on.
Nobody's going to stumble upon running. You know what? The other day I'm out, right? I'm walking down the sidewalk and I'm like, you know what would be fun to run 26 miles right now? Just take off and run 26 miles. Okay, Forrest.
Sounds good to me. Jesus.
Yeah. This one was definitely pushed, and he probably should have stuck to the little kids race, which is made for that age, and he should have been able to bow out at any moment that he was done and didn't have enough snacks.
You put him in the little kids race. He's kicking those kids' ass.
Oh,
I mean, he's running that.
Yeah.
Running that.
My favorite part, though, is how once the snacks were gone, he's like, done with this.
I'm out. I don't want to be here anymore. This is bullshit, Dad.
That's how a lot of my life is chosen. Once we're done with snacks, I'm out. That's
right.
It.
It's pretty much, it's pretty much, yeah.
If the activity doesn't involve some sort of snacks, I might not be in.
If there's not pizza at the end, I'm out.
That's funny, though, because on Cam's baseball team, some of the kids are really competitive. He got into all-stars baseball team, so they're really competitive at that level. But a few of the kids, they're just out there learning, and this is their first couple chances at swinging a bat and catching a ball. It's hilarious to watch them at the end of the game. They don't care if they won or lost. They're immediately looking for the snack mom.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because that's the most important part.
Who's got the sticks with the cheese and the juicy juice? That's what we want.
What if I told you I had video of a guy who broke a record with the Guinness Book of World Records for furthest he's ever walked with a chainsaw balanced on his chin?
That seems like a terrible idea.
I have it. There was recently a guy that broke that record with a chainsaw on his chin.
Hey, if you like these videos, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
Like it, subscribe. Lighting up the chainsaw. And he's going to put it on his face.
He's going to bounce it on his chin.
3, 2, 1, go!
He's off. He's walking down a track. What is he doing? 100?
Well, yeah, yes, he did 100
with a chainsaw on his chin.
Right.
How many times has this gone wrong? I want to see his face up close.
He's following the lead, the guy who's the grand champion of a guy they call Noseless McGee.
Again, how do you stumble upon this craft?
Again, what's shocking is that his 7-year-old kid is not also doing it.
I feel like at one point this guy was doing yard work and fell off the ladder, caught it on his chin. He's like, "Oh God, I'm doing it. This could be a talent."
In lieu of, Dave never mows the yard anymore. All he does is stand out there and balance the chainsaw on his face. The yard looks like shit, but he does really good balancing that on his face.
This seems like a really dangerous task. It seems like something that could end badly quickly.
Yes.
Guarantee you it's still not as dangerous as me using a chainsaw for its actual real purpose.
For it's actually holding a chainsaw in my hands to cut a tree down.
I am... We've already established that I'm not a great handyman, but there was a recent moment where there's a tree in our yard that has bushes around it. So the only way to get to the branches to cut them is to kind of jimmy the ladder into the bush into a spot where it feels kind of stable, sort of stable, and then go, babe, hold the ladder, please, as best as you can. And I'm up there balancing like this guy, pretty much it on my chin so I can cut the right branch.
Nope.
That's a task in itself. I feel like I need to get it. We're going. Does he do this on Halloween? I bet he does.
I don't know. I hope he does.
Does that even have a blade on it?
I don't know.
Or
you know what?
chain,
If it doesn't have a blade on it, I'm out. You're a
This
pussy.
is not
sir.
cool if it's not
cool.
really
It's not a
rotating
blade.
this sharp.
I need it to be able to do maximum damage.
Yeah, I need to have the fear in my mind that if that thing falls back towards your head, you're
it's
just
going to
cut
your ears off.
It needs to be that sharp.
Yes.
There was a guy. Now I'm bringing this up because it just made me think of it. There's a guy on America's Got Talent. They did the Most Dangerous or whatever they called it. You remember? Did you see that
Extreme.
one?
Yeah, I saw the commercials for Extreme. Yeah.
One of the guys injured himself on the show, just died. It was an act like this. I wish I had it. I don't right now.
But, no, I remember they had a death on that show. A guy doing an extreme stunt.
This guy is on that path. Does his family just get angry when they go to his funeral?
Oh, there is a blade. There is a blade there. I'm looking at it.
You're right. It's got a chain and it's rotating.
How would you like to be that guy's friend? What do you do? I help Dave balance shit on his face.
1, 2,
3. I'm helping.
Rock. Watch out for the rock. Dave,
I'm helping.
Dave, rock. Let's make this more interesting. Let's put him on not a flat surface, not like a full flat surface. I want him to do that on the banks of like a shore where there's just rocks everywhere. And he's got to figure out the path while balancing his feet on the rocks.
Yeah. I think you need to change up the terrain occasionally.
Some
like a hopscotch, maybe a hopscotch
really
of some
skilled.
kind. Yeah.
Not a track that's flat.
So there you go. If keep in mind that if that guy was unable to do that, who cares? Like it's ultimately it's a record that was broken that nobody cares if he was able to do it or not.
Isn't it weird though that we watch those things? We watch people do that stuff not to see them succeed in it.
Oh, it's built in us wanting. Yes, it is built in us wanting them to fail, and there to be some sort of carnage.
Yeah,
I think so. So
That's
congratulations to that guy.
Well, do you want to know what else scared me other than that guy's chainsaw this week? I don't know if you saw this, and I know that NFTs confuse you, and you're an old man and do not want to even learn what they are.
I mean, do I have to? It doesn't seem like it's going to. Like crypto has been falling apart in the last couple of months, and now NFTs. Do I have to learn it, or can I sit this one out?
So it's a non-fungible fungible coin. I don't know exactly how you say it, which basically in this virtual world that we're all about to live in with Facebook's Meta and
we're gonna live in the metaverse.
Yes, they're creating homes that you can buy. They're creating artwork, which is the NFTs.
This is not.
Yeah. They're digital elements that you can actually own exclusively in certain realms, and then they're worth money to certain people. So you can own art that was an NFT that was created. Artists are making NFTs, like country artists. Some of them are starting to get into it. Pop artists,
all right,
where you can own this piece of whatever it is, and it's non-tangible. So like can
I touch it? I can't touch it though.
Right, but you can own it, and it can be in your computer database.
This feels like it's ripping me off. I can't touch it.
So
prove
Madonna,
that you own it. Prove that you own it. I can't prove that I own it.
63-year-old Madonna has jumped into the game, and she's going to do it in the only way Madonna would do it. Would you?
Has to have something to do with her vagina. Has to have something to do with her vagina.
Absolutely.
Here Madonna does not sign on unless it has something to do with her vagina.
Madonna has created an NFT that's getting some backlash because it is her completely nude, like in cartoon form, and things are coming out of her vagina.
Oh, well,
and here we go.
Yes.
Let me get to the video here. Here we go. Oh, click the wrong button. Start over. Full screen.
Okay.
Maybe. There we go. Can you see it there?
Yes, I can see her.
Okay, we'll start it here.
Okay.
This is the NFT. There's a tree growing out of her vagina, butterflies flying, and even crypto caterpillars coming from within.
It's got a one of those links that makes her vagina look like a wood chipper. A little bit. So,
yeah, I think the tree's coming out though. It's not
looked
necessarily.
like it was. Yeah.
I lost it. Come back. So people are saying this is so creepy. Some of the comments. This terrifies me. So cringe. Technology was a mistake.
Yeah, no, it was. Look, Madonna will do anything. Do you hear the video back? Madonna will do anything to be relevant. So if I'm to do, does it surprise anybody that like it's like a vagina NFT, like she was just putting words together to just keep her topical.
Yeah, and she says that she's upset with how people are giving her backlash about it and not understanding the reason for it. She said she's giving birth to art, and
of course she is.
Where would we be if we didn't have art coming out of her vagina? Is basically what she's
vagina.
This is
dream
really
that
important
30 years ago you'd still be talking about Madonna's vagina.
Quote, I think it's really important that a lot of thought and conversation go into these videos.
Of course. It's exhausting. How much of the NBA could look at that and go, that's not Madonna's vagina. I've seen Madonna's vagina many times.
How much of the entire celebrity world of the
just Dennis Rodman alone? Just
here
like,
we go.
nope,
It's back.
that's
It's
not
back.
it.
It's back.
Right.
Go back there.
Right,
It's a
so
real
there's
short video.
butterflies.
Go back here. She's in the woods. There's a tree growing from
there's a
within.
tree,
There's butterflies, a caterpillar.
Oh,
it's like a
come
metal
on.
caterpillar, and then a giant tree again. And I don't know what that was.
There's the thing that looks like a wood
flowers.
chipper. Yeah, a wood chipper. It does.
Here we go again. You can't. I mean, one of the shots you could kind of see a blurry version of her J.
Yeah.
But the rest is just weird things growing
Just
from
apocalypse
within.
around her. Yeah. Just apocalypse around her.
Why are we doing this? And is somebody going to buy this? Like, is this something you can purchase?
What is
and
it? What
own?
is something like this? What is the NFT of Madonna's vagina sell for? What's that? I would play that game at Price is Right. What's the actual retail price of the NFT of Madonna's vagina?
Drew opens up the curtain, is like, and here we are, Madonna's NFT vagina. Larry, you had $1. $1. Okay.
I'm going to go $701. Drew, 701. Actual retail price
75 cents.
75 cents. So do we have a sale price for this?
I haven't seen any price. No, that's what it's out there for, is to be bought. I mean, that's what an NFT, I believe, is. I don't know the full scope of NFTs, but that's what it's art to own for a digital world.
That's not good. And by the way, if you buy it, who do you tell that you bought it? Like, you're like, hey, guess what I bought yesterday, Larry? I don't know.
Show it to the guys at work.
Right.
How do you have to put on the headset? I guess that you just show them the video like we did.
We all have to go to the metaverse together to look at the Madonna's vagina thing I bought.
Right. Yeah. That's going to get awkward.
Steve won't shut up about buying that piece of Madonna's vagina.
I don't need to own it. I could just go to the Daily Mail.
That's
and
what
watch
I'm
it
saying. That's what these non-fungible tokens are. Like these ones that are like, you see all the time. You'll see the NFT of like the kid that was stoned coming back from the dentist. You know, like the first viral video, and they're like, we're selling it as an NFT. I'm like, I can go to YouTube and watch that right now.
Anytime.
It doesn't have any value like the original.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we're still trying. We're in the zone of figuring out what value is in that world. So
right.
It's only as valuable as somebody will pay for it. And
you
then
can't just expect that because it's a vagina, we're all of a sudden we're going to do something. Unless we can somehow get the clock back to 1989. I needed to go back. I need the non-fungible token to come with time travel so we can go back to a time where I was excited about Madonna's vagina. I need Vogue era Madonna's vagina, not late. I don't need like 2010s Madonna's vagina.
I remember when we all just watched MTV to see Madonna's vagina. Now
Right, exactly.
we have to buy it in a fake world.
Yeah. Just
and trees are growing out of it. She may be responsible for reforestation all on her own.
You think growing? It's not the first thing she's grown in her vagina.
And I can't say that I'd be super excited if, we get to that moment in romance between me and Madonna.
Right.
And things are growing from with there. I'm not sure that I'm real excited in that moment. Like that things are growing from there.
It's not the first time that they've been accused of being like a forest down there.
Back in the 70s,
Exactly.
same thing.
Anybody that's seen her Playboy spread can tell you. It was at least bush.
Anybody that went to Woodstock has already seen this video.
Exactly. All right, Fire Idiocy time now. You found something for the week. You be the judge on whether this is something that's valuable to you or not.
We can make this an NFT, baby. There have been some terrible engagements recently. It's like wedding season. People are getting engaged because the weather's nice and everybody feels happy and in love. That's what happens every year. We saw one at McDonald's that came across the viral world. A guy got on one knee at a busy McDonald's and did it recently. But then it seems that another man was like, hold my beer, watch this, I can top that. And decided the most romantic moment that he could come up with was in front of her father's casket at her dad's funeral.
Okay, all right.
This is this video.
Wiping the tears there.
Her dad is dead in that casket. And
Right,
he's like,
so
Chris
he's-
Harrison, I got to do it right now.
He's speaking to her and he's just now going to propose?
It's not in English, so we don't know exactly what he's saying, but he also was an ordained minister doing the service for the funeral. And
Deceased daughter right at the funeral. Wiping the tears there.
now he's asking for her hand in marriage as she wipes tears away at her dad's funeral.
What terrible timing this is. And he's doing this. I didn't know he was doing the service too. That seems cheap.
Mixed reviews in the comments.
Mixed reviews, huh?
Yes.
Not everyone thought he was despicable for doing this.
There were quite a few of those, but there were also people that say, I get it. It's sweet. He's telling her that I have you from here on out. Your father is gone. And I want this moment for you to know that I'm taking your hand and I'm taking care of you from here on out. Yeah.
I'm not sold on that logic.
So every time that, let's break it down. Every time a girl gets proposed to, she did say yes, by the way. I want to
She did
let you
say
know
yes.
that.
Good. I'm glad. It's what a romantic story.
But every time you get engaged, what is the first question your girlfriends ask you?
Where did you get engaged?
What happened? How did he do it?
How did he do it? Well, he went to Jared, and then we went to my dad's funeral.
Why did he have it why did he have the ring in his pocket at the funeral? He had been thinking about this? Like this was the time? There was a couple people, and if this is the case, I still don't get it. But maybe he wanted to ask for her father's hand, but the man passed away before he could make that happen.
Yeah.
And this was his way of kind of doing it in front of her father. Now, I don't know her father's in for that. Like, I think he wants his moment right now.
Yeah. If it's your, we can all agree, according to the poll results, is your funeral your moment? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. Wedding is your moment. Funeral also your moment.
Yeah.
Like, give the man his due and respect, and don't do it in front of the cat. You could have waited until in the car on the way to the cemetery, or maybe just everybody has like a celebration of life after, right?
Yeah.
Where you go have happy
It's
times.
a little lighter there.
Yeah, a little lighter.
By the way, every casket begins with K. It's not.
That's the new.
That's the new. Yeah, it's a new slogan. Every
case.
casket
Yeah.
begins- yes.
Oh man, this is just gonna be bad all the way around. She's never gonna forget that you proposed at her dad's funeral, so she's gonna have a terrible feeling every time she thinks about you getting on one knee. Look at the smile. She's smiling.
Is she? No, it doesn't look like she's smiling at all. It looks like no.
The ring is going on her finger right now.
She is leaning forward, and I do not think that there is anything close. There's nothing resembling happiness there. Why? Because why should there be anything resembling happiness there? They're at her dad's freaking funeral.
It feels like gaslighting to me. It's like she's in the most vulnerable, sad state of her life, and you're like, "This is the time.
This is I got to pounce. No time like the present." I say.
Mind blown by this being the moment. I don't know that The Bachelor could even wrote this and this sweetness into a script.
It's not the end this year. It's going to be the end next year.
Look, if she would have said no, he would have for sure been the next season Bachelor.
For sure, yeah, he would have been next year. Yeah, next year's Bachelor.
Like, who needs to go to Italy and Spain and
right,
Puerto Vallarta on ships out in the ocean?
Get those ladies to talk about this on the After the Rose ceremony. He did it. He did it at the funeral. What are you doing?
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
All right, well, there you go. There's Viorides for the week. He actually proposed at the funeral. It's unbelievable.
There you go. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Just don't take his example. It was not a great idea, but
no,
worked for him. Hey, to each their own. To each their own.
Right.
We appreciate you being a part of
what
this.
What a beautiful
weird.
Story. What a beautiful story.
And we try to hold that name true with stories like that.
There you go. We really bounced around at the topics this week.
That's all right, though. It was all fun. That was some good stuff. Yeah.
You can find the show on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. The video version of the show happens on Thursdays. The audio version of the show drops on Wednesdays. You can find us where you get podcasts. We ask for positive reviews, and if you don't have positive reviews, shut up. And you can find that. If you like the show, tell somebody else about the show, and that's how we grow the show together.
Much love. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.
We'll talk to you next time. See you.